Futures and options on futures trading involve substantial risk and is not a suitable investment for all types of investors. Past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. When I use the word I in this video, it refers to what I teach in my charting course or what I author in my twice daily oral and written updates. Prices shown on charts and quote boards are in real time and take into account all known activity up to this point in time. And if you'd like to read more of this disclaimer, simply hit the pause key on your video
player. Well, good
player.
day, friends. Ira Epstein, and here we are on the 20th of June. 2011. It's Monday, and it's in the afternoon already, around 3:20, and I'm sitting here watching this neat little product called InfoTV. And if you have an iPhone, and that's what this is in my hand, here's what it looks like. And it talks about market headlines. These are different videos you can watch. It's not just me. There's plenty of different videos here. And at the very top, you get your quotes of prices if you want to look at it. Bit of news. Talks about stocks, the commodity markets, a little bit of everything. But it's a neat way to keep up with it. Now, of course, one of the ways you'll know if my video's coming out is if you're one of our subscribers and we send you out a text message, hey, my video's popped up, and boom, away you go. Some of these other products come with something like that. And they'll tell you when a video is ready for you to view it, whatever you want to need and work with. So InfoVestment TV, something that I thought was quite interesting. It's yours to do what you want with it. Give it a try. Go to your Apple Store, by the way. That's where you get it. All right, now, today my hardest problem is I'm stuck with what do you do for tomorrow? And this is going to be a very, very difficult call. If we look at gold, we're up about $2.50 going into the close, the end of the day, 1541.60. But what's going to happen with Greece tomorrow? That's the vote of confidence or a vote of no confidence. And this is a big event. I mean, I talk employment reports. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they aren't. This is a big deal. If they can't get a vote of confidence, how are you going to get any money from the ECB, the EU, the IMF? You won't. And at that point, I think you have the potential for the setup of the default of Greece, which could trigger a number of things. And those things get ugly as you go down the road because here we are with the potential for another financial crisis of sorts. Yes, the market knows all about it. We all know the problem that's there. You do understand if they don't get the net tranche, the ECB said it's not going to take Greek collateral against debt, so how does Greece pay its debt? It leaves the EU. If it leaves the EU, it goes back to its currency. Greek people, to a large degree from what I'm reading, and believe me, I don't have a scientific census here, up here they'd rather do that than be stuck with that they probably can't work their way out of. The politicians want the opposite. They don't want to see this. Let's kick the can down the road. Figure out a way where you'll do some cutting, we'll work on it for the next 3 weeks and keep doing it. Well, the math of it says it's going to be pretty hard to succeed. The people don't seem to want it because they got to bite the bullet so much. I don't know where it goes. And when you don't know where it goes, get scared. You're down tonight 12 in the euro. You're up in the dollar 24. And when I use the word get scared, this is a major report. You don't have to have a position going into it. It's not like you woke up and suddenly it's there. You know it's coming. So you got to make some decisions. And I have that same problem that I have to talk to my customers about, those that are long in the metal markets here. You know, what do we do? And we'll talk about that. Let's take a look, if we could, at the gold-silver ratio. I love what the chart's doing. This is how a setup that I like to see when suddenly the black lines go sideways. And often what that means is the market is winding itself up like a spring getting ready to move. And this is the gold-silver ratio. Now, how it works is this way. When prices are coming down, it means you need less silver to buy an ounce of gold. So you'd need, in this case, nearly 32 ounces, when back here you needed nearly 50. The market seems to have settled in around 42.5 to 43 ounces that you have to buy silver to get an ounce of gold. Which way does it break out? That'll be the question. This is a chart of August gold, and I'm going back here for quite a while, March, April, May, and June. And this is the time frame that I typically look for the weakness in the gold and the silver market. So seeing them break, be it off of Greece or anything, that would not bother me. I think that regardless of the outcome, this market goes higher into the end of the year. The problem is this burst between now and the end of July. Which way does it go? In looking at the chart for clues, and that's all I can do is read a chart, the market is making higher highs, higher lows, and prices are over the 18-day average of closes. So until you take out 1522, the trend of the market, the way that I read trends off the swing line and its relation to the 18-day average of closes, remains bullish. If you take out 1522, well, the first layer of support's the 45-day average, and under there, the 100-day. If the market rallies from here, what do you expect? I want you to look at these black lines. They're called Bollinger Bands. And what they are is they're theoretical support and resistance points. The idea behind this algorithm is that the market will not stay outside of the band more than 2.5% of the time to the upside or to the downside. It's been so long on this chart that it's been to the downside I can't even give you the example. Doesn't mean it can't happen, so don't go by that. But everything pointing right here, not knowing there were a Greek vote tomorrow, I'd be saying I'm still looking for the market to get to 1550, 160, and the momentum of the mark, according to the stochastic, is still pointing up. So everything on the chart says that. Wonderful. Do you know what the vote's going to be tomorrow? I don't. So what do? Do you take the easy way, cut positions potentially down, move stops? And remember, if the market sees the vote, it might gap on you just like that, and your stop may be run. Just pointing out the real world, and that's my function here. In looking at the next chart, the silver, I love what I'm seeing. This is that, if you will, what I call the neck bottle. And the correct thing is Salvador Dali's watch that melted, but we're going to translate it to a bottle that went on a stove, melted flat, and this is an old Coke bottle, and here's this neck. Which way does it burst out? Because it won't stay like this very long. So this market is getting ready to do something. And today was even more confusing with it because today's high of 36.20 took out the previous swing line high of 35.97, but it's doing so with prices, unlike gold, under the 18-day average of closes. So I'm looking for a challenge of resistance at 36.57 that may stop there. The chart is saying neutral. To get bearish, you've got to take out 34.92.5, and then the first support's 34.62.5. So the question is, even if the market does anything, does it have the power with this sideways action that it's now into, and it began here right at the very end of May? Is that enough length of time to really do something of power? I don't have the answer to that. Okay? In looking at the copper, same type of thing is happening, but this market's in a bearish configuration. Why bearish? Lower highs, lower lows. Today, I was looking for support, and I'll just roll the chart back at the Bollinger Band bottom, but the momentum here up until today, now up until, keep in mind here, higher highs, higher low. If you got under 404.64, you turn the trend down. I'd look for a challenge of the Bollinger Band bottom at that point in time because prices are under the 18-day average of closes. And what would happen is by going down through that number and not taking out the highs of Friday, is this Friday? Yeah, it is. You'd have lower highs and then lower lows. It's exactly what it did today. Goes down to the Bollinger Band bottom. You can see the price at $4.50. That low is 403.90, and you finish the day up at 407.60. So the momentum is down until you take out 415.60 now. This is very, very interesting, but confusing because of all that's at stake. Then we go to the crude oil market versus the Brent. And as you can see, the market is close to potentially, for the first time in a long time, getting one of these type of formations where the market's going to try to rally, which means that the differential between the two might narrow in a bit here. Crude oil, as I show you the August contract here, is under the Bollinger Band and oversold. Well, got under the Bollinger Band. It did it last Thursday, Friday. And today, 93.57 is that number. You're trading at 93.76, so you're back within the Bollinger Band. But I want you to notice, remember silver, what I said, how you go sideways, and then when you set up a trend, you break out, and it's like all the pressure within that bottle, that carbonation is leaked out. That's exactly what happened here. And it may not look like much to you. That's $7 a barrel. That's a heck of a move in these markets. So that's important, and you're oversold, but there's nothing bullish on this chart. You're just plain oversold. In the Brent, you're oversold, and look where you stopped falling. the Bollinger Band, but the trend is down. So you've got the energy prices down. They're narrowing in the spreads a little bit. We're waiting to see what they do. And in the Rebob gasoline, you've got the trend down, oversold too. It's not the ideal trend, I've got to tell you. You've got the higher high and the lower low under the 18-day average. I'd see resistance at 298, but I don't see a good trading chart. So the big question will be, what does tomorrow hold? And you better stay glued for it. I've given you all the different parameters, and that's about all that I can do. I'm Ira Epstein, and I will talk to you all with tomorrow's videos. You have yourself a good day.